Okay, so trumpet players. I have here a trumpet and I'm going to show you the main parts to the instrument and also how you hold it. So the very first part that we're going to talk about is the mouthpiece. Now the mouthpiece is going to go up to your lips, then you're going to buzz through it. Okay, but that doesn't make the sound, the lips make the sound. So the lips are going to vibrate and the sound is going to go through here, and this is simply just going to transfer that sound into the instrument. And so you're going to put the mouthpiece into what's called the lead pipe. So you put it in and you do a little twist. You don't want to jab it in, you don't want to smack it here. That'll create a little popping sound and then create suction, and then I'll get it stuck on there. So I have a little device that pops this off if I ever need to do that, but it's better if we just don't do it. So again, we put it in and then a little twist and a push and it should be secure and it won't come off. So the lead pipe will go all the way around until it gets to the valves, and the tubing goes all the way around until it gets to the bell, and then it'll flare out. Okay, so then if we go to that lead pipe, we go all the way around, we're going to find what's called a water key right there. There's another one over here, but the one that's closest to the lead pipe is the one you're going to use most often, because that's where the humidity from your breath, like fogging up a mirror, will collect. Now that humidity collects in the cold metal instrument, and just like a mirror, condensation forms and then water forms here. People like to say it's your spit key. It's not actually spit, it is condensed water, just like from your breath. So when you're on a cold day and you go and you see your breath, that's what's happening in here. So simply open up that water key, go over to a trash can, blow out, and any of that water will come out. Okay, that's very important to do. You want to make sure you do that often, especially at the very, very end, so that you're not putting your instrument away with water in it. Okay, that's very, very important. So the valves here, we have valves 1, 2, and 3. We need to oil. Okay, so very, very important that we keep these oiled. So we're going to go to the very first valve. I'm going to come a little closer so I can show. Now the very, very first valve here, we have valve 1, 2, and 3. The first one's closest to the mouthpiece. Right here is a screw. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Each one has a screw. Okay, so then we pull up, and we can see we have the valve casing. Okay, so there, the cylinder, that's going to go in here, like so. Alright, so that's sliding up and down. So we want to put the oil here. Right here. Okay, so we just do a couple drops. You don't need a ton, just 1 or 2 drops. Once you put the drops on, you'll put it back in the casing. Now normally, we have the mouthpiece here, here's the lead pipe. I will look at the number. So that's the number 1. Well, again, we gotta make sure that we have the right number. Because if this 1 is in 2 and this 2 is in 1, it's not gonna work, the holes won't line up. 1, 2, 3. So which is why I suggest doing this one at a time. Don't pull them all out, put them all onto a piece of towel or whatnot. We want to pull them up one at a time, oil it, put it back. Once you put it back, you're going to screw it on and then turn to the right until we hear a click. That is important. If we don't do that step, it's not going to line up. Okay? You know you did it right when you blow air and it moves through. And again, if I don't do that last turn there, I'm going to put it back where it was here. I'm going to screw it back on. I'm not going to do the final turn at the end. So then here what I would need to do is turn the top to the right, not the left. If you turn to the left, you're going to unscrew this and this little top part comes off. To the right. really hard to play on because the holes aren't lined up. If you notice, once I turn it all the way to the right, it clicked, and now I can play all the way through. Okay? So there we go. We have the water key here. So here's our lead pipe. It leads all the way down to the water key. Open it up. Blow air out. We have the mouthpiece connected to the lead pipe, which goes around and connects to our valves. Now our valves are going to need to be oiled about once every week or so. All right, but dependent on you know, the instrument, some more, some less. All right, and depending on what kind of valve oil you have and how much you had put on previously. Okay, so that's it for the basic parts of the instrument. There are more complexities to it, but we won't get into it quite yet. All right, next video is coming up.